Hello everyone, this is Sumerian, and in this tutorial we are going to talk about the Path Creator and the offsets and speed settings on the Path Creator. And we're going to do that using blocks this time. So you'll see here I've got a little block structure set up, and I want to put this onto a spline tool and move around this entire structure however I want. So first we're going to start and we're going to put a spline tool down. And let's do just something simple for now. Alright, now first we want to turn off auto start. We don't want this auto starting when we start hooking up our blocks to it. And that's all we really have to do to it for now. Now, we're going to make things simpler on ourselves, we're going to put down two buttons. And the first one is going to be set on the left here, is going to be set to reset and play in case we want to test our setup. And the second one is kind of useful when you're building. It's called reset and stop. And what it's going to do is it's going to put everything attached to the spline back at its reset point, and when we start showing offset, it'll move it to its offset position, which will make things a little easier. Now we're going to start putting this structure onto that spline tool, and just let me say, use some graph paper to draw it out first sometimes if it's something complicated. But the center piece, this is the center piece, it's what I want centered on that spline. Put it on last, just to make everything so much simpler for yourself. So I'm going to put that piece on the side, and compared to the centerpiece, it was left of the centerpiece. So we're going to go into this piece, and always, 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 when you're doing blocks, orient along path. It just makes everything a million times easier. Now, we want to go to the left, and a block width in Disney Infinity 3.0 on these new distance measurements is 4 units. So every 1 unit here is a quarter of a block. So if I want to move to the left by 1 block, I'm going to say -4. And let's just check and make sure that worked. We're going to hit the reset and stop button. Now you will see that I lost the rotation on my object. And that's kind of common. It will always face in the same way. But fortunately, there is a rotation option right here. And I want that object rotated 180 degrees. There we go. Something seems slightly off. Did I mess up horizontal and vertical again? No, I didn't. Let's go on and see what happens here. Now, let us attach him to this spline. And here we are going to take this one, orient along path, and his horizontal is going to be +4. And let's see how that turns out. Oh, I see. I see what I did. I want the horizontal to be -6 on him. And I'll explain a bit why. Because we're centering that center block in the middle of that spline, it's going to be 2 units to the left and 2 units to the right because that block is 4 wide. So that's why this just happened. So there we go, that looks much better. And now we are going to put this guy on the path, and we want to set him forward. So we're going to send him forward 6 points. And we're also going to rotate him. Oh, he needs the other way. So he needs to be at 270. This is why I suggest you use graph paper and all sorts of things, because it just helps you set everything up a little easier if you already know exact sizes of everything. So this one we are going to want to move 6 back. Now you see the vertical offset. I can also lift these things if I want. I'm actually going to... And I already know that his rotation I want at 90, just so I could tell from the first one. There we go. And you'll see he's actually gone up a bit. And I'm actually going to leave him like that, because why not? And this final middle piece, we also want to orient him, but he doesn't need to move because he was the centerpiece. So that's exactly where we wanted him. And there we go. We have built mostly our shape. Just to be fair, I'll move him down like he's supposed to be. And there we have our shape. And I could push this button, and away our shape goes at a nice leisurely pace. Now, we're going to talk about speed a bit here. Like I said before, the speed in the green path creator is what I call the base speed. This is what every other speed will base its actual speed on. Now, you see I sped it up to 200, and so the item is now going a little faster. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to set the speed modifier on this point to 50%, which means the blocks will start at a speed of 200 at this point. And by the time they reach this point, they will sped down 50% to a speed of 100. And then they're going to speed back up to a speed of 200 by the time they hit this point, because all of these percentages are based on the base speed. So because base speed's 200, that's what it was speeding up to. Now if I set this one to 200%, what's going to happen now is we'll start at a speed of 200, slow down to a speed of 100 by now, and then speed up to a speed of 400 at this point, and by this point we will be back to 200. That is how you control the speed of objects on your path very easily. But just for now, we're going to set everything back to defaults. And we're going to try one more thing here. I love the fact that you can now change numbers on a lot of the objects simply by modifying that number there. Let's stop it. Oops. I want this shape to almost appear to be spinning on the spot. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to turn looped on here, and I'm going to make a really, really small circle, as small as I can. And because all these objects are orienting along the path, or turning on the path, it's going to make the effect that they're all almost spinning in spot. Now, I can't do it perfectly in one spot yet. Hopefully someone will figure that out eventually. But for now, this is the effect we can get. And I think that's not too bad myself. So, there you go. That is offsets and speeds and how to use blocks on a path creator. I hope that tutorial has been helpful. Again, this is Sumerian, and everyone have yourselves a wonderful day.